Thanks for joining me, Scott Ryan. I noticed that the major cable companies, Comcast included, are launching Al Jazeera. They're foisting Al Jazeera upon their customers, forcing them to pay for this anti-American traitorous organization that aided bin Laden. I almost said Obama, Freudian slip, but it's really disgusting. It brings to mind John Rigas, the former Adelphia CEO, who went to prison, probably still in prison, for abusing shareholders and using the Learjet for family vacations, just abusing shareholders in general, among other things. But that's what's going on with these companies. These companies run with an agenda. They are actually hijacking companies that they're not majority shareholders in. This CEO, Brian Roberts of Comcast, he's a buddy of Obama's, and he was just, according to the Glenn Beck show this morning, he was just with Obama and Martha's Vineyard. He's a big bundler for Obama. This is a guy, and this is this is one of the major problems with a lot of publicly traded companies today. They are run by people with agendas. These are not the majority shareholders. You give me an owner, you give me a founder, they run a company entirely different. Like Reed Hastings of Netflix, for example. I listened to Reed Hastings' second quarter conference call about a month ago, and he talked emphatically about how he is in the customer satisfaction business. This is why Comcast, their days are numbered, and a lot of these cable companies, because they are run by people who essentially have hijacked shareholder equity. They are abusing their fiduciary responsibility. They don't care about the consequences to themselves. They care about their stock options, and they care primarily about their agenda. And they are running these companies like Comcast. I mean, you talk about a la carte. If they've got the ability to give on-demand shows to each and individual household, anything from any new movie, old movie, to pornographic movies, they've got the ability to give their customers a la carte and to be able to choose the networks they want. It is the biggest racket. These people don't care about their customers. They care about making you watch what they want you to watch. That is what I have to say about CEO Brian Roberts of Comcast. Let me tell you something. I have maybe close to 100 channels on my cable package, and I am paying for that because I want maybe 3 channels. I mean, I want more than 3 channels, but they're giving me 3 channels that I actually watch, which are Fox News, and I'll watch football during football season, and then HGTV and Discovery History Channel. And there are other channels that I want, but then they want me to upgrade and get another 100 channels that I don't want, just to get maybe a couple more channels, like the Science Network or National Geographic, Nat Geo, whatever the case is. It is a racket. These companies are so out of touch, and they fund it. A lot of the crap that is polluting, they are poisoning our families, our societies with, and they have done it for generations, and shaping the agenda, shaping the worldviews of teenagers and adults. MTV, all these MTV 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Bravo, propaganda networks with nothing but garbage, glorifying the destruction of the family and immorality. Even Cartoon Network, you can't turn it on at night. I actually turned on my TV one night and Cartoon Network was on because my son was watching Scooby-Doo during the day, and there was a guy in prison, a guy in prison making jokes about sodomy on there. And to think that my son could have gotten up in the middle of the night, which he has. Children get up sometimes in the middle of the night. They don't have the same sleeping patterns, and turned on the TV. These people are disgraceful, and I want to take them to task. Brian Roberts, people like you are what's wrong with this country, and what's wrong with corporate America. Your company, you are abusing it. Your company is going to lose your ass to Netflix because you choose to screw your customers and force them to pay for crap like MTVs that nobody in the house wants to watch because you want them to exist. If Americans had a choice, these networks and their filth wouldn't likely even exist because they're forcing you to pay for it when you pay your cable bill. they're dispensing it. They are about abusing you. They're about abusing your family. They're about violating your children and taking your money. And they want you to continue to say, thank you, sir. May I have another? Well, let me tell you something. Comcast knows the writing on the wall. This clown, this CEO, Brian Roberts, he knows damn well that he's destroying this company. And that's why his ass should be in prison as much as Riggis should be. They owe Riggis an apology. Because this guy is deliberately sabotaging this company by giving his customers the one-finger salute because he wants us to see Al Jazeera and all this other trash they're peddling. No choice. And so he knows that Netflix is going to destroy their assets. But he's going to keep doing his boy Obama and the administration. He's going to do their job instead of the job of the fiduciary for the shareholders. I'm not even talking about the customer. I'm talking about the shareholders, the people who own the company, Brian, the people who pay your salary, Brian. You are deliberately making bad decisions and letting Netflix destroy you, and they will bury you. Once Netflix, and the next step is streaming video, and I wrote about this months ago on about Netflix's opportunity for live streaming. You can see it at my site, shareactivist.com. It's aggregated there. That you would find that on the front page. That particular article, it alludes to Comcast giving Netflix that opportunity. Once that happens, and it is going to happen, this situation that Beck and the Blaze are upset about, it will become a moot point, because once Netflix goes live streaming, and they will, and once it's the bandwidth situation, everything is perfected, there will be no reason for people to continue to pay Comcast to violate them and to spit in their face and to spit on the Constitution, to defecate on that document and the principles upon which this nation was founded, upon which hundreds of thousands of men have bled and given their lives in the battlefield here and abroad for. They will have no reason to pay Comcast and Brian, what's his name, CEO, to continue to violate us and to insult us. We will go to somebody like Reed Hastings, who, even though, I mean, he might be a liberal. The thing about Netflix is you look on there, you'll see a lot of liberal programs and everything, but the beauty is you will see all the conservative programming too. He is not filtering. He is giving the customers what they want. He is not violating his shareholders or his customers. He's giving them what they want. He's not silencing anyone, but you will find, even though you'll find things on there that you don't agree with necessarily, a lot of liberal things and agenda things, you will see every damn bit of conservative and even Christian programming there at Netflix. That's all we ever asked for. And that is what these cable companies, these obstinate people, to me, they are swindlers. They have the monopoly now, and they will not for long, and they will pay the price for it. And when we talk about a la carte, what's going to happen with Netflix? Like, okay, some people, you can't subscribe to everything. I mean, the Blaze is a good deal. It's like, I think $9.99 a month. But people have a lot of bills, and they can't subscribe to everything that they want. But not only would Netflix, with live streaming, provide a la carte, that would enable, let's say, the Blaze to access 50 million Netflix, they're getting close to that, 50 million Netflix customers. They will be able to access more than what Comcast offers. And be able to, let's say I subscribe to Netflix but not the Blaze, but I want to live stream a certain show that I like on the Blaze. I can click in there and watch the Blaze live programming through Netflix. It would be similar conceptually to what cable does, but more technologically beneficial, because it would enable me to watch and pay for the shows that I want. But it would be coming out of, I mean, just the way Netflix pays now. They pay for programming. They charge me a monthly fee so I can watch all the Glenn Beck show or any Blaze programming I want, and Netflix in turn would pay the Blaze an agreed upon amount of money based upon the number of viewers they're watching. And you would have access, the Blaze would have access to millions more customers, millions, tens of millions more customers, who could then later become subscribers if they chose to, but instantly, without having to pay monthly as a part of their Netflix subscription.
You've gone into original TV series. A lot of people are asking, would you go into the movie business and create movies? Would you create, talk shows in the evening like a Jay Leno type show? Would you do a news program like the evening news that people could watch for 24 hours on the subscription service? Like, what other content makes sense for Netflix?
You know, it's a very flexible relationship where we can have lots of types of content over the next 5 or 10 years if it makes our subscribers happy. We're fundamentally in the membership happiness business as opposed to in the TV show business.
I encourage you to go to shareactivist.com and check out the article about Netflix and live streaming. It's coming. And technology, Glenn Beck is a little bit early with his TV network. It's a matter of time before it's all a moot point. Everybody's going to be watching anything that they want on the internet. In a few more years, Comcast will be gone. They will have destroyed themselves. They will have committed suicide. It will be irrelevant. They might, they might exist actually, you know, just as a utility, having the pipeline for internet bandwidth. But their display of programming is egregious, and by choice. If you have Comcast stock, you should be launching a class action shareholder lawsuit right now. Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan.